Hello everybody in the world. It's Monday, 4:31 p.m. Utah time, January 21st, 2008. We had a huge snowstorm here. I still want to go up to Sundance and check the scene out up there a little bit, so I think I'll head up there tonight. Maybe shoot a video clip up there. As many of you know that follow the markets, global markets are kind of in a free fall collapse, or it's already, the global markets are closed. Is at least Europe, and you know that Asia started to plunge, and then Europe was hit brutally. I noticed Spain was down 7%, FTSE, a lot of the huge financial stocks were down 10%. You looked at CNN Money, it talks about Bernanke, the case for not cutting rates. Flips to a Fortune magazine article, and let me just look at a little bit of this Fortune magazine article that I just brought up today. Just how low will the economy go? There are conflicting signals. It's clear that the economy is losing steam. No kidding. The plummeting value of America's houses is chilling consumer spending. No kidding. Layoffs are mounting. Whoa. And banks and other creditors burned by the subprime crisis are far more reluctant to lend. Okay, well, obviously. But look at this. Look at this current establishment thinking here. Just going back down. In this Fortune article, and Fortune, you know, is a respected financial magazine here in the United States. So while a recession is a real possibility, it's not inevitable. Even the Fed is not forecasting one this year. Did you hear that? According to Fortune, even the Fed is not forecasting one this year, a recession. And if we do get one, it may be brief and shallow like the one we had in 2001. So Fortune represents establishment thinking largely, and here they're saying, and I've seen this on TV too, that Ben and the Fed are not necessarily expecting recession this year. As you know, it's beyond strong disagreement. I've called for the depression. When people realize it, we'll see. You that are watching this know it's going to happen already, and we can look at it. You know, I don't know when the establishment media will figure it out. Maybe 6 months, maybe a year from now. I guess they're starting to figure out and say we could be in a recession that started in December, and that's why I go watch my July video clip where I start laying it out when there was just $1 billion loss. As you know, Merrill, what was that, $10 billion loss? And then the big, the people, AMBAC and these other companies that insure municipal bonds, one of them was downgraded on Friday, and the municipal bond market here in the United States, $2 trillion. So that looks kind of shaky. So what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen, okay? And this is from Man of Truth, Brent Long, MBA, right here. Here's what's going on. Okay, gold's down. Why is it down? Because people are seeing that the United States is going downhill. Pretty soon, like I said, they'll see we're in a depression. So gold could go down now, and probably will, and is right now, and might for a few more days or weeks. These things are conditional upon events, not necessarily exact time frames. Now, the people that are meeting in Davos, Switzerland, they might know more precise time frames than myself as far as economic and financial ramifications of this. But as you know, I like to bring together the spiritual and the financial, because that brings the most accurate picture of what's going to happen here in the United States and the whole world. So gold's going to go down a little bit for now because people don't see the inflation, hyperinflation, like it's really going to happen. Then we'll get more and more of these strong whiffs of inflation. A lot of sharp people know that food prices and energy, well, obviously energy's up. Real deep economics, real quick, or simple but should be simple, is inflation doesn't depend at all on the price of oil. It depends on the expansion of the money supply, which has been horrendous here in the United States. That's why the inflation is inevitably coming and the dollar will completely collapse. But at that point in time is the trick to call if you're trying to make tons of money. Frankly, I'm sure there's people, if people will follow my advice, they would have made, you know, 2, 3, 4, 500% returns on their investments. I don't really care about those people if they're going to stay in, you know, New York and the coastal cities. I mean, God bless them, but we're talking about the collapse of the United States economy and what's going to rise from the ashes. And those people will probably not be living in large cities because if you plant your garden in Central Park, it'll probably be raided. Okay. Some of you bought my DVD. Most of you haven't. I might stop shipping it pretty soon and switch to another way to deliver content. But if you do want to get that DVD, it deals with things like, for instance, I have friends who say, Brent, you got to watch Alex Jones, or Brent, you got to watch Zeitgeist. Brent, you got to do this, or you got to do that. And I appreciate people's enthusiasm for discovering new truth, but let me just put it in a little perspective from my perspective, okay? Some of you will recognize this book. I've had this for 20 years. You know, Clinton went to Georgetown and had this guy as a professor. So I've had this for 20 years. When then somebody says, Brent, watch Endgame by Alex Jones, I watch it, and I like it because it confirms, the Bilderberg Group and all that, but it's nothing new to me. To be blunt, Alex Jones, great stuff. Good stuff, but it's like grade school to me. Okay? Here's another book. I read this in the mid-'80s. So I have been, studying the conspiracy and the way things really work since the mid-'80s, even before I got accepted to Harvard Business School. Well, Brad, Council on Foreign Relations, this or that. Okay, how many of you have seen this? How many of you have this? Okay? That's an annual report from 1988 on the CFR, the Council on Foreign Relations. 1988. It's a few years back. So that's why I appreciate the enthusiasm for people that are learning about what's really going on, but I don't need to be taught it. I'm endeavoring to teach, this much truth. I got this much here, and I'll tell you what I feel like. I just feel like in the movie, Matt Damon in the movie Good Will Hunting. That's exactly how I feel. Except my father didn't beat the crap out of me. I had a fantastic father, but that's how I feel. I feel like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting. Exactly like that character. Because people don't get it, I'm just like, it's obvious. Hello? What's going on here? So, CFR, I have, their publication, Foreign Affairs, I have maybe 30, 40 copies. I've been reading it also for a couple decades. So, let's see. I did have a little outline here to cover real quick before I run up there. Vamos a ver dónde está eso. ¿Dónde fue? Aquí está. So, the DVD, I cover the conspiracy, I cover food storage, I cover EMP, electromagnetic pulse, which it'll inevitably hit our country. So if you haven't got the DVD, you just should get it while I'm still shipping it. I got some new capability to burn it and ship it. So here's how you get the DVD, okay? And I shot it last summer, and it's been out for about 4 months. Man of Truth, okay, Man of Truth, all one word, at Mac, Apple computer email, Mac, Man of Truth at mac.com. You PayPal me $22 plus $4, $26 total. I will send it out. And I'll do one more run of that while I'm doing what I'm doing. I feel a little bit uncomfortable living in a metropolitan area right now, and things will happen fast. The guy from China, Hong Kong, thanks, just sent me a private message, and yeah, I agree, China could be more free than the United States right now, so thanks for that. It's time to really consider the immediate future. Markets will probably crash in the United States tomorrow. The party's over, as I've been saying, but it's really ending, and it's going to be hitting people's portfolios, and things will get ugly as far as at the street level in the United States. I think, within 12 months. And frankly, could get pretty brutal overnight. The markets got brutal overnight. So if you live in a coastal city, yeah, time to find your retreat inland. If you find it a few weeks or a few months early, so much the better. You can get to know your neighbors and get with the program. But it's pretty much, I'm going to find out, take the pulse of how much truth I can deliver out there. And I would say I've probably given, I'm at the 15% range. Those of you who got the DVD, you got a pretty heavy hit of a lot of stuff, so you're up to 40 or 50, you're at a much higher percentage of people on YouTube. So that's why, get the DVD. Not one minute of that, I think it's an hour and a half DVD is on YouTube. It's all different material. People, you should, so get the DVD if you want to know what's going on. If you want to keep your head in the sand, don't get the DVD, because it's a brutal wake-up call, and it's all coming true.